Four seasons lost. In Austin, I saw it. Pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love and pride, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors a pit, clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving that rain in the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Magnificent, Marvelous, Manic Monday on the Unpopular Hour. And I'm your host, Matt Clark. Today we're coming to you from the MC Sports Network studio. Oh, I like that. MC Sports Network studio. In other words, my house. That's where it's coming from today. Oh, man, we've got a full show. I mean, there was so much great football this weekend. We talked about that previous on Friday. Of how much football there was going to be in the great games in NFL and college. And guess what? None of them disappointed. It was fantastic and thoroughly enjoyed what I saw for the weekend. I was fantastic and I was extremely excited about that. And then, of course, Major League Baseball was this weekend. The Yankees, of course, went down. I mean, the Dodgers went down. The Braves went down. And so we're going to bring that up and talk to Drew a little bit more about that later. But to start us off, let's talk about, man, the NFL. Let's start about that because we're going to start out with NFL news. We're not going to really I don't want to beat Drew up too bad because I know he's going to not going to be happy. It's not a good week for him. But anyway, the Panthers, they traded Robbie Anderson one day to the Cardinals, one day after he was removed from sidelines by the interim head coach Steve Wilkes after Anderson got into multiple spats with his wide receiver coach Joe Daly. But what they don't understand is the owner called down because he was looking at, because the head coach, he didn't have time to sit there and watch what's going on. So the owner of the team called down to get him removed from the sidelines. Like, get him out of here. We're not going to have arguing. We're getting beat. We're not going to have this internal fighting and stuff going on, especially with all the cameras and things that are available to people. We're not going to have that. Get him off the sidelines. And, of course, he was chit-chatting all the way to the locker room. So almost not as bad as, you know who. I'm not going to bring up his name, but you know who. Not as bad as him. But it was pretty bad. But anyway, the owner called down and said, hey, tell the coach, get him out of here. And that's exactly what happened. He was removed and then, of course, traded to the Cardinals, which, of course, the Cardinals needed that after Marquise Brown, former OU wide receiver, went down with a foot injury, possibly for next 4 to 6 weeks. And what's sad about that is the Cardinals are getting back, of course, DeAndre Hopkins, and then they lose Brown. I mean, that just, I feel sorry for Kyler because, it started out really good. We're like, okay, we're going to start getting healthy. We're actually going to be able to score inside the red zone. And but they've got to get the kicker resolved. If you're not going to use the guy, you're going for it, 3 or 4 times inside the red zone because you don't have confidence in your kicker, and then he still misses an extra point. What is the use in having him? That's kind of how I look at it. I just didn't think it was that hard to find kickers, but apparently it's damn near impossible to get a good kicker. And for those teams that have them, considering yourself lucky, but there's only one Justin Tucker, and that's a fact. Of course, Texans part ways with Executive Vice President Jack Easterby, which I thought they should have done that a long time ago. He came in and he just destroyed the Texans team. I mean, getting rid of people, and I'm just like, who is this guy? First of all, he's from the Patriots organization or their tree. Like, what difference does that make? and he just totally got rid of Hopkins. He got rid of everybody. Got rid of tons of. I mean, he just broke the roster up. So the Texans getting rid of him. I'm like, hell, he should have been gone the year that he got there. And the people in Houston are ecstatic, and I'm sure sports radio is going nuts about them finally getting rid of him. And I just didn't like the guy from the very beginning and some of the stuff that he made there for the Texans. So the Texans parting ways with the executive vice president Jack used to be, and of course he just wanted to take his money and move on. And I can see we're joined by my guy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. What's up, my brother?
How we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. I was just talking about how this weekend, very rarely can you say, hey, there's going to be great college, great pro football games, and then live up to the billings, but it most certainly did, as well as baseball.
Yep, it was a good weekend just to sit around and watch sports for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I got in a bunch of sports
I mean,
watching.
if your team's won, that is.
Yeah,
Every one of my teams lost, so it was pretty rough for me. But
yeah. That's kind of what I was saying, is that it was a bad weekend for you. Then we're going to talk about all that, and I was kind of waiting to start to talk about baseball, but since you're finally here, we can go into and talk about baseball. And the first thing I
yeah,
want to talk about is when I look at it, man, the brackets for Major League Baseball. I'm just going, man, the bracket is, and I've got that pulled up, Drew. I mean, the Phillies, they win 2-0 against the Cardinals. Then against
yep,
the Braves, 3-1. San
yep.
Diego
They're
Padres,
hot.
yeah, Padres. So you got the fifth and sixth ranked teams, or I guess not ranked, but that's where they were. And of course, the Padres beat the Mets 2-1, then beat the Dodgers 3-1. I was like, what the hell? You got the fifth and sixth place teams playing against each other,
Yep.
and nobody's going to watch baseball. That's the worst possible thing that probably could have happened to Major League Baseball, is those two teams playing against each other.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Another thing is the three favorites that got eliminated had the 5 days rest,
Yep, yep. And you look at that, and then on
and
the other side,
they
Cleveland.
all the bats went cold.
Yep,
And then the other side, the Astros, they're the only one that's really kind of plugging away.
yep. Well, they Seattle beat Toronto 2-0. Then Houston just spanked them. But Drew, let's face it. Games 1 and 2 changed everything for Seattle. They were up and they
Yep.
should have won the games. And Alvarez, they pitched to him and he hit the home runs, and that was the end of that. And then the Astros, and then they came back and won a close game 3 again. So uh, the Houston, they had one guy. Baseball is almost like one guy. You get one hot bat, and it can be over easily if you bring him up in the right spots.
Yeah, Atlanta batted 180 in a 4-game set with Phillies. So that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just seems like to me, you and I had talked about how you gives the other team. I think it should be a one-game play-in. Hey, you got one game.
Yeah.
You play the one game against whomever, then you go 5 games or 7 games. And I know you're a big proponent of 7 games, but I don't think it would have made a difference in the Atlanta or Dodger series if you played 3, 4,
Probably
5
not.
games, 7 games. I don't think it would have made a
Probably
difference.
not. Braves bats went cold, and then Morton get knocked out of the game again in the playoffs, getting hit by a line drive. I mean, they were just snake bit.
Yep. And then when you look at the Yankees, they're the only ones that have fought back.
Yep.
The Major League games today, the Yankees and the Guardians play today at 6. The Yankees should have won. This should be over, Drew.
Yep.
They should have won
Should
game
be.
3.
Should be.
You
They,
give up. You're
they
up
followed up.
5-3. Yeah, you 5-3. You give up. 3 runs in the ninth. Are you kidding me? With one out, you can't get a guy out.
Dodgers did the same thing. Up 2-0, give up 5 runs.
Yep. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But you know what? That's called sports. You know what I'm saying? Sports is sports. But tonight you've got a
But
great.
I'm with you. Nobody's watching the Phillies and the Padres
No.
outside of Philly and San Diego.
And Drew, on the other side of that, when I bring the bracket back up, if the Yankees and the Stros don't play, nobody's watching that either.
Nope.
If the Yankees don't win today and the Guardians win, you're going to have the Guardians against the Stros, which nobody's going to watch, and you're going to have the Phillies and the Padres, which nobody's going to watch. And
it's going to end up being the Guardians and the Padres.
Oh God, don't say that. I mean, Drew, nobody would watch that.
Uh-uh.
I mean, that would be. I mean, God, you got Cleveland, which has no fan support really, and San Diego Padres, who have no fan support.
Nope.
Seriously.
Outside of San Diego.
No, I mean that would be the worst. The only thing that Major League Baseball can hope is at least the Astros are in it because people will be at least trying to see if they're trying to cheat or not. Other than that, I mean,
Right.
that's the only thing that you could possibly say. So I don't think that'd be a good. I don't think they would like us, Drew, if we had got that gig in Houston to do the sports radio thing. I don't know if they'd like me and you because we're going to call it like we see it. And let's face it, most people, especially in Houston, they don't care if they cheat. They just want to win. Kind of like New England.
Yep.
I mean, the Patriots were cheating, getting caught, and people didn't care. As long as you win, it just doesn't matter because it's our team and we're winning. Now, if it's your team, then oh God, no. But if it's my team, then we're winning. And to me, I say just play fair, bend the rules as far as you can bend them. Do not go past them. But I have no problem with bending the rules, and it's kind of like we were talking about in football. Hey, in the fair catch with Oklahoma State, dude,
Yep.
everybody's mad. Hey, you exploited the rule. You knew the rule. Why do you not congratulate the special teams coach for understanding I can call a fair catch? The OU people were griping about that in the suite this past weekend when I was watching OU in Kansas. Oh, well, I said, bro, dude, it was a give the OSU special teams coach credit. He made
They're just mad
the
they
call.
didn't think of it first.
Yeah, I just saw him saying, I said, hey, he goes, well, yeah, I got, what you mean you guess? Come on now, bro. Give me a break on that. Great call, great thing by the OSU people. But in baseball, Drew, man, the Yankees and Guardians, man, what do you think?
Let me see. You gotta like the Yankees tonight in New York.
You would think
that's going to be a tough. I don't know who. Let me look here.
Gary Cole threw last night. They had to have him.
Yeah, so it's a bullpen game for both of them.
For both of them, and the difference is the Guardians bullpen is rested and the Yankees bullpen is not.
Yep.
But right now the Yankees, hell, I can go throw my starters. I got it. Mm-hmm. I've got it no matter what. I can't worry about the Astros.
There's no tomorrow. Everybody be up tonight.
Yeah, it's like, I can't worry about. I got to worry who I'm going to play with the Astros on. When is that game? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, they probably do it
Tuesday.
Tomorrow. So I can't worry about who I'm going to do whatever tomorrow. I got to worry about getting there because the Yankees will be fine. But dude, talk about
Phillies Padres Tuesday. So they won't play till Thursday, Matt.
Oh, well,
TBD against the Astros Thursday night.
Well, that'll help, but that's only going to make
the American League gets 3 days off. That's good stuff.
Well, you know what? How many did they get off in the preseason? I mean, before the series started. What were you griping about? How many did they get off? The American League.
They're still out of pitching. They got 2 days rest.
Yep. So that's going to help them tremendously. But let me see. Let's go. We'll just go ahead and go to your picks. You've got the Yankees minus 155 in your picks.
Yeah, that's not a big line. There's some value there. I mean, the Yankees got to be the favorite. You're not having to lay 200 to make 100. So,
and then of course,
it's not really anything spectacular about the pick. I mean, I'm just basically taking the home team in a game 5, which normally works out.
And then you took the Chargers with the -4 instead of 4.5 by everybody else, so you got a little bit of love there on your pick.
You can buy it down to 4 for 130. So you just got to pay more.
Okay, because I was like,
I take the hickey off.
Well, yeah, we're going to sit there and go, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute on this. But in NFL news, I was talking about, Drew, earlier that Robbie Anderson, too, owner called down and said, hey, get him the hell off the field after him going, how do you get in 2 spats? He wanted out of there. He was the one talking trash about Baker. He wanted out of there before the season. You know what? That's get me the hell out of here.
They kept showing him on the sidelines. He wasn't even sitting with the team. And I was like, man, this guy, he's just trying to get canned.
Yeah, the owner just said, hey, get him the hell out of there. He wanted out of there, and he better be lucky that Marquise Brown went down or the Cardinals wouldn't have traded for him so fast. And that could be a bad deal. And that's the thing I was saying earlier. I feel sorry for the Cardinals because, one, they were getting ready to get DeAndre Hopkins back. And then, two, you lose Marquise and you get this guy. I mean, really? I mean, Kyler just seems like he can't get in. Plus, your defense is hurting. So it's just kind of crazy the way that's working out for the Cardinals. But, Drew, can you not find a kicker? He didn't. Well, you knew he wasn't going to work not this Sunday, but the week before, and you couldn't find anybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of kickers out there too. A lot.
Drew, you couldn't, and you don't even try to. You don't even attempt field goals, and then he misses an extra point. Well, yeah, you don't have no confidence in me. I mean,
yeah, he was shook.
Yeah, I mean, you look. Why am I out here trying to do anything? And then when you miss, it's like, oh well, hell, they're really not going to let me do anything now. Well, no, but at least Kingsbury, give him a shot. Give him some way.
Right.
Like, if you mix an extra point and then you miss the field goal, fine. But you don't even give the guy a shot. You're like, yeah, we don't have any confidence in you at all. And
it's crazy.
I just don't understand
crazy
that.
Day in the NFL yesterday.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and go to the NFL scores because it was just – I was just sitting there looking at it yesterday and I'm just going, man, this is just – but you know what, Drew? Guess what it is? It is football, is it not?
Yep, it is. You got to play the games.
And, dude, the Giants, what the
Crazy.
hell is going on in New York?
Well, I don't know. I still don't think they look good. I mean, they're winning games and they're just nasty. Nasty wins, ugly wins.
And, you and I had talked about Lamar, about him not taking that money and betting on himself. Bro, you're not looking very good.
No. He didn't. He folded up in the second half. That fourth quarter was terrible.
Have you seen his fourth quarter stats, Drew? It is atrocious. Okay? His fourth quarter stats are not very good. I mean, not very good. And he's, and I'm like, yes, but you know what? That's what you get from, having your mom represent you. Okay? That's what you get.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Somebody's really got to talk. He should take that money. He needs to take the money as fast as he can.
Well, I still think they're going to offer him what they're going to offer him. I don't think they're going to say, okay, you're not going to get the $250. But now you're letting him off the hook for the guaranteed amount that you wanted. Because if they've gone up to 180 to 190 million, and you still have said no, up from 155, you might need to rethink that because they can go, hey, you know what? Our last offer was this. That's our final offer. And if you don't want it, okay, we'll just go ahead and go, hey, we'll just go ahead and say, listen, we'll franchise you.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
Yep.
And then let's face it.
He's going to pay himself in a corner.
Yep.
And I think he's a great quarterback, but I think you should have taken the money.
Yep, take the money, dude. You're going to be the highest paid quarterback.
They're not going to give you a guaranteed contract with the style of play that he does.
No.
So.
And that's the problem is what his mom doesn't get, he doesn't get. Are you better than Deshaun Watson? Not with Deshaun. If we get the old Deshaun, then no.
But we don't know what we're going to get from
We
Watson.
have no idea. But, the Cleveland, the Ravens aren't Cleveland. Just like Phoenix told the Cardinals told Arizona told Kyler, we're not the Browns, bro. Denver told what's his name? We're not you're not getting a fully guaranteed contract. That is not happening under any circumstances. That's the Browns. That's why Deshaun got 11 game suspension instead of 5. That was about the Browns, not about him. So, but anyway, we're gonna move on. Jaguars, Colts. How about the Colts coming back and getting that W?
Yeah, that was nice. That's one of the few ones I won in the early games.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I was like, wait, what?
Big late touchdown. Big late touchdown.
Big.
Jaguars just couldn't hold on to the lead.
I tell you what, you and I called the Patriots and Browns, didn't we? God damn.
Yeah, that was a beatdown. We knew that was going to happen.
Oh, my God. Jacoby Brissett, dude, he's just Belichick.
Well, you knew he played with the Patriots before. You knew that he was going to get exposed.
Yeah, they knew exactly. Plus, he's just this Belichick in defense. We knew what was going to happen there. That wasn't going to be, no. Now, the Bengals and Saints, I did call the Saints out, and I thought the Saints would hold on, but Joe Burrow took care of business late. Him and Jamar Chase.
I had the Bengals there. It was a nice one.
Yeah, you did. You had the Bengals. I thought the Saints would get that done. Bucks and Steelers, though, Drew.
Most surprising game of the day. I really didn't see that coming, but hey, more power to him. Pickett looked good. Bucks just looked terrible. Brady might be done.
You know, everybody got mad at him because he missed Friday, game to go to Robert Kraus. By the way, Belichick did not go to the wedding. How about that? Tom Brady flew in. He and the wife flew in, went to the wedding, and then when of course Tom missed the walkthrough on Saturday morning, and I'm like, you have a private jet. How the hell do you miss the next morning? You know what I'm saying? You fly in, you go to the wedding, and you fly back.
Yep.
You know, maybe the wife said, "No, we're spending the night."
I think he may have one foot out the door. So
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see what they do the rest of the year.
Well, it's so funny. Then he's barking at his offensive lineman, and they're like, "Excuse me, bro, you missed 2 days." And
he does that all the time, though. I mean, when he's mad, he lets him have it.
Yeah, he did. Well, he let him have it. But quite frankly, Drew, he was running for his life yesterday. The Steelers, without T.J. Watt, they still were all over him. But like I said, Kenny Pickett played better.
That's the secret sauce to beat Brady these days. You got to just heat him up.
You just got to hit him.
He can't run anymore, and you got to hit him. You hit him a couple times, he'll get gun shy.
I mean, like Patrick Mahomes threw that interception last night, the final, because he was running for his life. He was running for his life. Von Miller was all over him. I mean, he knew you could just see him just looking, stepping up.
That was a great game. I couldn't believe that. I mean, their defense, Josh Allen just tore them apart that last drive.
Yeah, they did.
Come on, same play over the middle, down the sideline. I mean, then he had that great run. I mean, dang.
But Drew, they were playing their rookie safe 2 corners against those guys man to man.
Yep.
What are you doing? Don't give them one, at least. Hey, Drew, when they did double get Diggs, that's when they hit Davis over the top for the sideline would do it. It's like, man, but I understand what Kansas City's doing. They're like, look, we're not going to give you all the look. Yeah, you beat them. Remember Buffalo killed them last year. Remember, they beat them what 20 in Kansas City last year.
How big was the missed field goal right there in the first and third quarter? I mean, you gotta have those points.
You gotta have those points. But you know what? To all said, Bucker, when's the last time he played, Drew?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He did knock the 62-yarder down, but I mean, let's face it, Kansas. I don't think when you looked after the press conference, none of the Chiefs looked. They were like, okay, yeah, whatever. You know what? It's during the season. Hey, it's good. We know what we're gonna get. Okay, cool. And they just moved on.
Yep.
And so I thought, the Bills were much more happier about what happened. The Chiefs were kind of like, okay, we lost, whatever, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got us.
They'll see each other again.
Yeah, they will in the playoffs. There's no question. The Niners, dude, 11 starters.
I told you, I called that one.
You did, Drew.
Atlanta.
Dude, 11 starters though, Drew.
Yep.
How are you going to beat anybody without 11 starters?
Yeah,
in the
NFL. That one in.
But Drew, in the NFL, I don't care if it's the Chiefs, I don't care if it's the Bills, I don't care who you are. If you're missing 11 starters for a game, you winning is pretty tough. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yep. Damn near impossible because you only got cut everybody, so it's not like you filled those roster spots that even know what they're doing.
Right. And that's just wow. But anyway, you called it the Falcons and the Niners. I thought the Niners would at least do it, but 0 points the second half.
Just a lot of points for an interdivisional rivalry.
Yeah.
That 10, 8.5, 10, 9, 10 points. I mean, it's too many.
How about this? Do you know that Kyle Shanahan is 0-26 when down by 3 points or more going into the fourth quarter?
Wow, that's a big stat.
That's a huge stat.
That win close games.
That's a huge stat. And if you're down in the fourth quarter, you can't bring them back. Wow, I heard that stat today. I was like, that's just insane. Jets and Packers.
God, man, my Packers Super Bowl picks looking worse and worse.
Oh my God, bro! Wow.
But that quarterback for the Jets, that kid's good. He's going to be good in the future.
Well, you know what the thing is this? He's got a running game, and his defense makes plays.
Couple good wideouts. He throws a nice ball.
Yeah, he does. But
he can run.
Yeah, he can definitely run. But if once they get the offensive line figured out
Yep.
and get him really a better wide receiver, because Robert Saleh, I can't believe he said this. He goes, yeah. We just knew we just got to keep hitting them in the mouth and hitting them in the mouth, and they're going to drown and figure out they can't swim. I said, "Oh my God!" He said,
ran it right down their throat in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he did. He said, "Hey, we're going to hit them until they go underwater and realize they can't swim." I said, "Oh my God! Wow, wow!" And that's exactly. They just kept hitting him in the mouth. He was right, which is the same mentality he had when he was a defensive coordinator at the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to hit you in the mouth on the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to see if you can handle it. Vikings and Dolphins.
I didn't watch a whole lot of that game. I had it on the NFL Red Zone, and it kept kind of flipping back and forth. But it's a pretty boring game from what I saw. I mean, Vikings covered late. I don't know. It's kind of just a ho-hum game. Bridgewater did what I thought he'd do. Looked scared to run. And that Skylar Thompson kid from Kansas State, he looked all right. But they're struggling at the quarterback position.
Well, they get him back this week, I think.
Yeah.
Tua.
He shouldn't come back this week, but he's going to. I'm afraid he's going to get hurt.
Well, he was approved through the protocol this week.
Right.
Or last week. I'm sorry, last week. They approved him, but they said, no, we're going to hold you out one more week just to be cautious. And they should, Drew. But who do they play this week?
Right. Let's see here.
Because that's going to tell the difference. But they can't. I mean, Drew, can you afford to be even? I mean, you can't afford to keep losing. They've lost 3 in a row. You can't afford to keep losing. Not in the AFC.
Dolphins play the Steelers on Sunday Night Football.
Ooh.
Dolphins at Miami.
Oh, the Steelers
on the big stage.
The Steelers at Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And then, of course, the Panthers in the Rams.
That game was terrible too.
Dude, I couldn't watch that game. I was trying to watch it. I said, "No, I can't watch this." I couldn't watch it, Drew. I mean, I know it's our job. I know we have to come on Monday and talk about football and stuff, but bro, I'm sorry. There's certain games Drew, I can't watch.
Yeah, the Panthers are nasty, and the Rams they're not clicking at all. There's something wrong with them. I don't know if they're just still in the Super Bowl hangover or not. Maybe they'll get it together towards the end of the year, but they're just a bland vanilla offense, and they just kind of do what they do.
Yeah,
hang around.
That is so true. Your Cardinals and the Seahawks.
How about those Seahawks? There's another one you picked wrong. I had the Seahawks.
Yeah, I did pick that one wrong. I thought the Cardinals, but dude, Kyler Murray, bro. First of all, you're sliding early. Do you not know where the first down is? But who else? Somebody did that yesterday too, Drew. Who did that yesterday? One of the quarterbacks slid early and looked up and went, "Oh wow!" I'm like, yeah, bro, you're so busy. Know where the first down is. You can actually jump, head first, okay, and make sure you get the first down. Because wherever your butt hits, that's where you go down. But the Cardinals, dude, But you know what, Drew? What did they give up? 9 points. Well, the kicker cost him 10 points right there, just him. Not kicking 3 times or 4. Wait, whoa. What is that? 13 points. 4 times in the red zone, and then the extra point. That's 13 points. So you got to win right there if you can do that. Then, of course, the Bills and the Chiefs. Dude, man.
Yeah, great game. Great game.
Did you see their stats, Josh Allen and Mahomes, how ridiculously close that game was as far as everything? But the difference is Buffalo.
Every possession was valued in that game. Every possession was big. You just knew when they missed that field goal was going to come back to haunt them.
And you know what, though, too, on top of that, when you look at the two, like that interception Patrick Mahomes threw in the end zone, he was just trying to, Marquez Valdez scan, whatever. Dude, you got to go. That's a rookie. He just took it away from you.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is both of y'all come down with it, and you win. And he just took it from him. I was like, wow, you're a little punk. No wonder they got rid of you in Green Bay. You know what I'm saying, Drew? Come on now.
Yeah.
Because I can promise you that if that's one of those, if that's Diggs or somebody like that, they're going to come. Travis Kelce, we're coming down with it together. you're not going to snatch the ball away from me in air on my way down while I'm trying to brace myself for the fall.
Yeah. That was a
Stupid.
great environment, though, in Kansas City. What a great game and a great scene.
Well, but like I was, we were saying earlier, to me, Kansas City looked like, okay, we lost. And I think that's going to how it's going to be with both of those teams. When they play each other, it's like, hey, y'all had the, y'all played better than, y'all made one more play than we did. Which it seems like that's the thing with these two. Whoever makes the last play wins. So, but Josh Allen jumping over, what's his name? I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 6'5"? And he's 6'5"?
Shit, I think he's 6'6", 6'7".
I mean, he just went right over the top. I was like, wow, and came down. But he also could have messed his knee up, too, and hyperextended doing that because it looked like he came down just a tad bit awkward. So he needs to watch what he's doing. But, of course, he wants to beat him so bad. And then how about them with this? Did you see the handshake at the end when he came over with the ball in his hand with Mahomes? I was like, oh, really?
Yep.
You think Patrick is not going to forget that you just came over to him with the game ball in your hand like that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. little gamesmanship.
Hey, Drew, would you remember that?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You one of my rivals, you going to walk up in with the game basketball in your hand? Okay. Got you, homie. Got you.
I'll remember that about as much as I remember the Philadelphia Eagles coach yelling, how about them Cowboys coming down the ramp?
Wow.
We'll see what happens. We're going to get them on Christmas Eve.
Wow. Can you believe he did that?
Unbelievable. Just stoke the fire.
I was
not impressed.
Wow.
I was not impressed at all with Philadelphia.
You know what, though? Watching the Cowboys and Eagles, I was more impressed with the Cowboys than the Eagles because your backup quarterback, he finally came down to earth, let's face it.
Yeah,
we knew it was going to – and you know what? The best thing about it is it did – if you're going to – who thought the Cowboys would be 4-1?
Mm-hmm.
Did you think that was going to happen?
I did.
No, you did. Not after Dak went down. You did not think they're going to be 4-1 after Dak went down. That's what I'm talking about. If you knew you were losing Dak for 5 weeks and you said the Cowboys are going to go 4-1 without Dak, you would have said, okay, you wouldn't care who they lost to, whether it was the Eagles or the Bengals or whomever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you and I talked about it. We were hoping they could go 2 and we were hoping 2 and 3.
They had their chances last night. They got out coached, and that's sad. I mean, Mike McCarthy, he's lost. I mean, how do you not review that spot and then go for it and run up to the line and go for it on 4th down when CeeDee Lamb clearly had the first down?
Clearly.
That was a massive momentum swing. And then they score. They give him the ball on the 35-yard line. You just can't do that. I mean, it's
McCarthy,
unbelievable
bro. It's him.
that he did that.
It's him, dude. Come on now. Do you expect anything different from him?
No, I don't. He's terrible.
I mean, you should.
I mean, that kind of stuff right there. I mean, that's a 1-score game in the 4th quarter if they don't allow that to happen.
Yeah, the whole thing is Cowboys down 2017. You got to make you got to make plays, and that's just it. But I will say this: I was very pleased with the Cowboys. What I saw, quite frankly, they could have gotten beat by more. And when I also look at the Eagles, I agree with Colin Cowherd, Drew. Are they going to be able to sustain that in the playoffs when all of a sudden they've got 14 games of tape on you, 16, 17 games of tape on you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
are you going? They're going to know what you're going to do.
Hurts is going to have to throw the ball downfield. Dallas kind of exposed him last night. You can't. He's not a drop back passer, and if you just mirror him, he only got away from him one time, which was a big first down.
First down.
Other than that, they kept him in the pocket, and he couldn't throw the ball.
Yep. And he, once he gets outside, he's just unbelievable. There's no doubt about that. Jalen's pretty well. And you know what? Like Sean Payton said, they're running a college-style offense in the pros, and that only works for a little bit. Remember, people ran the Wildcat for a little bit, and it worked for a year, maybe a year and a half, and then after that, you very rarely ever see it. So
we'll see them. We'll see them again Christmas Eve. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, in Dallas.
That won't be the last. We may play them 1 or 2 more times.
Hey, that might be a game we may want to go down to Dallas for that, brother.
Boy, if I could figure out a way out of Christmas Eve, I might.
Take the girls. Take the girls.
Nah, shoot.
Oh, so you're
I'll
trying
be right here watching in the friendly confines.
So in other words, what you're trying to say is we're not going to be at the Skirvin this year for the first time.
I know. Well, I think we're gonna push it to New Year's Eve and just do New Year's there.
Well, New Year's Eve is Man, that's OSU Kansas basketball.
Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to
Wow.
Lawrence and going for
That's
the
in
KU.
Lawrence,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
in Lawrence. So I'm thinking about going up there for that and hanging out with Bill and the fam on New Year's Eve. So I'm thinking about doing that, but we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I'm with you though. I like what I saw. Now tonight, well, here, let's take a quick break, Drew. Let's pay some bills. We want to
Yep.
thank Collaborative Logic for everything they do for us, and then just remember, if you have anything that you need your business streamlined, they are the people for that. They can come in and design specific software for your company to help everything move more smoothly and more streamlined. And of course, Mark Long, our guy over at SRB. If you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, those are the people to talk to. Jose Fierro and Oak Grove Trucking, and his dump
The
dump
dump,
trucks.
dump, dump.
And by the way, his Broncos are
Where's
playing
my
tonight.
shirt?
Hey, and the Broncos are playing tonight, so I'm surprised he hasn't said anything, even though we just brought it up. We're surprised he hadn't made some sort of comment about the damn Broncos and how they're going to beat the Chargers tonight or some nonsense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the Chargers in that game, but it's a scary line because
Yep.
the line should be more. And what scares me is Denver could get a defensive touchdown, and that game could be close.
Yep.
But if the Chargers handle their business, they should win by 7 points.
You would think that they should. So, and then, of course, Max and Greg Nafee and Nafco. And then last but not least, Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, they do. And of course, they are an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. If you want to pre-qualify online for any loans for cars, boats, houses, buildings, commercial property, private property, RVs, whatever they are, your people, and you can do that at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go in and see.
You can go in and see Carolyn. She'd love to see you. You go down and check out Carson, Nathan Taylor. Talk a little shop, little Thunder basketball with him.
Yep.
Joe Horn, he might be there tucked away in his office.
In the corner.
For Ken. Ken's not going to talk to you. So those would be your 4 best shots.
You are so cold. You're going to be in so much trouble about that one. So that's all I know. You're going to be in trouble for that last comment. Kent,
just
that was
giving
him.
you just poking the bear a little bit,
Yeah, Kent, that was him, not me, bro. So don't say anything about me. That was all Drew. That had nothing to do with me. How about the Big 12 standings, Drew? TCU, number 8.
Yep.
3-0 in conference, 6-0 in overall.
That's just, I don't know.
We'll talk about the games. We'll talk about the games in a minute.
Massive poke choke.
I know. We'll talk about that at the end. But Kansas State coming in at second, 17th ranked team in the country at 3-0, 5-1. Texas.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Texas now moving up to the 20th ranked team in the country, 3-1, 5-2 overall. Oklahoma State, 2-1, 5-1 in conference. Kansas sneaking up there, got brought down to earth a little bit this weekend. 2-1 and 5-1 overall. West Virginia, 1-2, 3-3. That beating Baylor, we'll talk about that. 1-2, 3-3. Tech, 1-2, 3-3, and of course the Sooners, 1-3, 4-3. And who the hell would have thought Iowa State would be 0-4?
Yeah, boy, they're just
conference.
hard luck losers, man. Hard luck losers.
I would have never thought that. And then, of course, when I look at the Big 12 score, the Big 12 games this coming week, man, you've got some good ones. But you know what, Drew? K-State and TCU play each other Saturday.
Yep.
The game is not on TV.
Oh, sure it is.
No,
sure it is.
No, it's not on TV.
Why not?
Kansas and Baylor are on at 11 a.m. on ESPN. West Virginia and Tech, 2 p.m. Texas and OSU, 2:30 on ABC. And Kansas State and Baylor, 7 p.m. It is yet to have a TV on yet.
Let's see here.
It's not on yet, unless they just did it.
What we got here? No, they don't have it on there yet.
That's what I said. It's not on. And
It'll be on something.
Yeah, they'll stick it on somewhere in there. But as far as Big 12 scores are concerned, Drew, OSU, TCU, wow. And I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he goes, "Well, Baylor. TCU was just blitzing them and blitzing them." I said, "You trying to tell me you can't come up with some sort of play to stop that? You can't come up with some sort of deal?" I said, "The whole thing is this: Mike Gundy made zero changes once Baylor decided TCU decided what they were going to do. You cannot leave the defense on the field that long. I don't care how good they are." But you got to make an adjustment, and he did not.
I was upstairs watching the game. They were up 14 points in the fourth quarter, and I was like, I wouldn't go on a golf cart ride. By the time I got back, it was tied.
Yep.
And I was like, good Lord.
Dude.
It's just terrible. That's a bad loss. It's just never failed. They always drop one like that.
It's OSU, man. It's Gundy.
Yeah.
Okay, people go. I said, when I was at the OU KU game up in the suites with my boy David Dearduff, they invited me up there, which I love. By the way, it was tasty. Those brats were off the chain. But anyway, I was laughing. The guy was like, I said, hey, listen, it's OSU football. Under Gundy, they will find a way to lose something they should not lose. It's just them. I don't understand why they do it. I don't understand why it happens, but it happens. I don't understand it, but they will. I don't understand it. Drew, never have. But the poke choke is strictly for them, and it happens.
It is.
It's unbelievable, dude. It is unbelievable how it happens.
They outplayed them for 51 minutes.
51 minutes. They led except for the last 30 seconds.
Literally folded up like a Walmart lawn chair. It was could not do anything. Nothing. I was dumbfounded. I don't even know. I'm really lost for words of how bad that was.
Yeah. It just fell apart.
And then once they got it tied, you knew they weren't going to win.
Yep.
You knew they were going to come out and do what they did in their first possession. It's just terrible.
Yep. That's unbelievable. Kansas, OU. Did you see the game?
I did. I watched the game from the bar at Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
fired my 91 and got beat again.
That's hilarious. Kansas and OU game was a good game for the Sooners. I thought Gabriel made a huge difference. I thought defense
on offense it was. The defense is still in shambles. You gave up damn near half 100 to a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but they, I'm at the game, Drew. It wasn't, they scored when the game was out of hand. You could see that they were playing prevent defense, and they scored those last couple touchdowns where I think OU would have played they had the game. This was my thing. OU was up 21, but it felt like they were up 30, if that made sense. You know what I'm saying? The game wasn't even really I don't know how to explain it. It just wasn't it didn't seem like it was a close game at all. The game felt like OU was in complete command the whole time. The game did not seem close. Iowa State and Texas, wow. I'm gonna tell you that fumble.
Hey, that was my pick of the day right there. I was all over Iowa State. They should have won the game straight up.
Yep, that fumble though, Drew. Man, that was
it's targeting.
That was awful close.
The guy drops it. The guy Stonehands drops a touchdown, and then they get that fumble. They're just snake bit.
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? It's just unbelievable. Texas, of course.
That guy's liable to end up in Lincoln next year.
Yeah,
you watch.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're all over him. And the start right now, they're just snake bit up there. He might want to jump.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is his first year really getting beat up in a long time, so maybe he will, maybe he won't. Baylor,
they're playing with their third string quarterback.
Yep, and then of course Baylor and West Virginia.
Yeah, it was just terrible. Those two teams aren't very good, I don't think. But
considering Baylor, what we thought they were going to be, Drew, compared to where they are, I just didn't see this fall happening this quick, this deep. Because Aranda was, everybody was looking at him for a possible move from Baylor, and now nobody's trying to talk to him.
Right.
It's
that a lot of the chat rooms in Nebraska were all like, "Sure, you want this guy? He just gave up 45 points to West Virginia."
But you know what? It's just like in, we laugh about the SEC and, oh, they're this and they're that. The last 3 years, they sure are giving up a lot of points
Yeah.
for a conference that's so defensive minded and blah, blah, blah. Hell, if you got a quarterback and a wide, that's why I tell everybody, if Oklahoma State had played Alabama in 2011, they would have kicked Alabama's butt because Alabama was not ready for an offense like that. They would have killed them.
I don't know if they'd have killed them because they couldn't have stopped Alabama.
Well, but what I'm saying is, no,
scored
Drew.
a lot of
But
points.
you remember, Alabama was a running team, and if you're behind 14-0, okay, or you're behind 21-7,
with you there. I think OSU would have gotten beat. I think they would have played well, and I think they would have scored, but they just wouldn't be able to stop anybody. They couldn't stop anybody anyway.
But I just think that they would have hit it. It's kind of like when OU beat Alabama. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And our quarterback
Alabama had nothing to play for. They lost the SEC championship game. They got ran out of the stadium. They weren't up for that game. I don't care what you say. They got beat, and that was their title game, the SEC championship game.
You're not giving OU any love at all, are you?
No, because they harp on that game, and that meant nothing to Alabama, meant everything to OU.
Hey, with the quarterback who can't play, who hadn't played since, who hadn't done anything since.
No.
I mean, really.
Nope.
He hadn't done anything since.
How about Alabama and Tennessee though Saturday?
Well,
what a game.
Well, we're gonna do the AT's top 25, and then we're gonna get into college scores. Georgia number 1, Ohio State 2.
How is Ohio State not number 1? I don't get it.
Because they're not in the SEC.
I don't know who they have to beat and how bad they got to beat them by. I guess when they throttle Iowa this weekend by 50.
Drew, they're not in the SEC. Come on now.
That's a good point.
They're not in the SEC. Because Tennessee jumped everybody because they barely beat Alabama on a field goal.
They got blocked.
You know what I'm saying?
I went on top of that guy's hands.
Yeah, right up top. Let me see. Okay, then you got Tennessee at 3, Michigan at 4. Dude, they may be real.
They might be.
They might be for real, bro.
I really didn't think they'd win as big as they did this weekend over Penn State.
No, and they have a quarterback now. The deal is now they can actually throw the ball deep and throw the ball with consistency and run the ball, which last year they could only run the ball. They could not throw. So that makes a huge difference. Clemson, I'm still not sold on them.
No, but they're still winning.
Oh, no, they're winning. I get that. I get that. I get they're winning, but I don't know what something about them. I just don't
know who's going to be able to beat them in the ACC. They're liable to go undefeated.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, some idiot was talking about there's going to be 3 SEC teams in the final. No. I said no. I said they're going to be. I said the only thing is if Georgia wins out, Georgia's in.
Yep.
And I said Tennessee, they'd have to beat who? Georgia in the finals.
Well, Tennessee plays Georgia.
If Tennessee
in the regular season.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they play what in 3 weeks? 3 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Is that in Tennessee or they have to go to Georgia?
Let me check.
Because I think that's going to be – if they got to go to Georgia, I don't like the game as much.
I think it's at Georgia. I'm almost positive. Let me look here. I think it's next.
Because that's where they're going to – that's going to determine a lot right there.
Tennessee at Georgia, November 5th.
So 3 weeks.
Yep. And they played Kentucky the week before. Watch out for Kentucky.
Is that at Kentucky?
No, it's in Tennessee, but they got a bye week. We'll see how much they do in this bye week. Because Kentucky's going to come to play.
Yeah, they're going to come to play. I agree with that 100%. Of course, you have
Bama. That's a trap game the week before Georgia.
Right. They're going to be peeking ahead. There's no doubt about that. Alabama at number 6. Okay. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably 6.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that. Ole Miss at 7. Lane Kiffin's got those boys rolling and
quietly just plugging away.
Yeah, they are. TCU at 8. No. UCLA at 9. TCU at Kansas State this weekend is going to be good. TCU is lucky they're playing everybody at home. UCLA 9.
Man, I just don't. I mean, I guess we're going to find out, They get USC in a week or two.
Yeah, then they got Oregon is 10. Our boys, Oklahoma State is 11, which is about right. USC is 12. Wake Forest 13. Syracuse.
How about that game with Utah and USC?
Oh man, what a game it was! But you know what? Caleb was not happy, was he?
No, I think Sooner fans were happier that they lost more than OU won.
Oh, there's no doubt. You know, there was on my Facebook. I saw these.
They gotta let that go.
They gotta let it go.
They're starting to look petty.
Dude, they were telling me that OU lost 41 players from last year's team. Drew,
I don't know.
did you know? No, did you know that they lost 41
No.
in as far as the NFL draft, graduation, and the portal.
Transfer portal.
Yep, 41.
Yep.
So they lost 11 to the NFL, then they lost the ones to seniors, and then they lost 20-something to the portal. Utah at 15, but what a great game it was. Utah drove down the field. That quarterback ain't bad. Now I know why Lincoln Riley wanted him in the first place, because he was OU wanted him until they got Caleb.
Yep.
And I can say I'm still going to take Caleb over him, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. 100%.
I mean, he's really good, but that's not it.
He's legit. That was a great game. That Utah's tough at home.
Yeah,
that was a great game.
You called that. You talked about how tough they were going to be at home. Plus, it was a revenge game after overlooking UCLA. I think if they beat UCLA last week,
that just jumbled up the Pac-12 too. Now you got 4 teams that are all going to be right there.
Right
Pac-12
there together.
championship game will be a good one.
Then you have Penn State, Kansas State, Illinois, Kentucky. I think Kentucky's better than the 3 teams I just named in front of them. Texas may be as good as any of those teams we just named. Cincinnati at 21, UNC and NC State 22 and 23.
UNC's quietly playing well. They got a good quarterback.
Yep. Hey, Mac Jones can coach, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then of course, then Mississippi State, and then it's rounded off with Tulane at the bottom of the list. But you know, Drew, I was sitting there, and when you look at, I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of times you can say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a great weekend of sports," and it doesn't turn out that way. But you had the baseball games were good.
It was probably the best weekend of college football in the last few years.
Well, and NFL and baseball. I mean, I know your teams got beat, but Drew, was still
every one of them.
It was all good.
Every team I root for got beat.
Nebraska got beat too.
Yeah, but they covered.
Oh, but they covered.
42-37.
I thought you had them winning.
No, I didn't have them winning. I thought they'd keep it close. I said that game, it's always a touchdown game, and sure enough, it was a touchdown game.
Yeah, I thought you'd have them winning. So, you know, Nebraska's gonna come down to earth is what you're trying to tell us.
They got a bye week, and they got Illinois at home on a night game. And that should be an interesting game. That's their season right there. They got to beat Illinois.
Yeah, they do, and Illinois is not bad either.
No,
I mean, they're ranked.
They're top 25 team.
Yep, they're ranked. So we
beat them all, run the ball right at them. It'll be an ugly game, but that's a game Nebraska has to win to be bowl eligible.
Yeah, they do. And then, of course, we can go in and we can talk about college football since you want to talk about college football. Penn State, Michigan, Michigan just beat the brakes off of them. God dang.
They did.
I mean, they beat the brakes off of them. Alabama.
I got talked into playing Penn State, too. That surprised me. I knew better. Because I was listening to that big show, and Penn State just struggles when they go to the big house. They struggle every time, and they did again.
Yeah, I just saw that, and I was like, wow. And then Alabama, Tennessee, that was everything we thought.
Yeah.
Josh Heupel, man, you know what? I was telling those Sooner fans this weekend, and I was like, hey, the best thing in the world happened to him was getting the hell away from OU.
Yep.
I mean, it really was true. But he's huge. Have you seen how big he is?
What a great move on his part to go from UCF to Tennessee and just turn around in a year. I mean, I got to tip my cap to him. He's got him going.
Well, you have to have a quarterback.
That's he's right there. He's got to be able to recruit there. He's going to be good for a while.
But you know what, Drew? You still got, but you got to go to quarterback now because his quarterback's gone.
Oh, he gone. Yeah, for sure.
So,
but you should be able to. He should be able to recruit a quarterback in Tennessee. You got Peyton Manning there.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that How many great
Hey, let
quarterbacks
me
out
ask
there?
you this: does Tennessee keep recruiting Manning's nephew?
No, he's at Texas.
Hmm.
Because you got to remember, Yules next year that'll be they
I think
want to.
yours going to stay.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not
what I'm
going pro.
saying. So you want to keep him in there. Well, he's just going to be a sophomore. So you want to
Yep.
keep him in there, okay? And then you have Manning for 1 year, which is what Lincoln Riley and all these guys want. They want to bring that quarterback in for a year. They want to sit him if they can, let him
Yep.
learn the system, figure out everything, then come back in as a freshman the next year, a true freshman, and then of course Yules is gone.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do that?
You would think he'd be gone.
No, he'll be gone. If he's not,
Yeah.
he'll be on the bench. He'll be in the transfer portal.
Right.
He's gone. He's either in the transfer portal
Right.
or he's in the
Yeah,
NFL.
you're right.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He won't be there if he stays in college.
That's what I'm saying, because this is his sophomore, freshman year, whatever it is. This is his sophomore year. This is his freshman, redshirt freshman. So he's a sophomore now. Next year he'll be a third year. I think he'll only get better and he'll be gone. And if he does stay, he'll transfer, because there's no way he's going to beat the Manning kid. It's just not happening.
Nope.
Then of course NC State and Syracuse. Syracuse, you talked about their defense, man. God dang, boy, man.
Tough. Yeah, they got Clemson this week. That's a sneaky game of the week. Might have college game day there.
Yep. But that's at Clemson though, right? That's in Death Valley, isn't it? So they'll be there. I doubt if they'll go to New York. I mean, if I got a chance to do game day in Syracuse, a game day in Death Valley, I'm gonna do it in Death Valley.
Oh, sure, for sure.
Then Mississippi State and Kentucky. I thought
loved it. Loved Kentucky in that game.
Yeah, I thought Mississippi State was going to play them. I thought it was going to be the score. The game was closer than the score says, but I thought it would be closer than at the end. Then of course Clemson and Florida State. Florida State, man, they gave them all they wanted.
Clemson just wins ugly.
They just win.
Yep.
They just win. This is what it comes down to. James Madison and Georgia Southern. How about that? James Madison, 1 week in, 1 week out.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean,
we called it too, though. I told you Georgia Southern would give them a game. They got a good offense. That coach got them guys playing.
Yeah, he does.
That Nebraska losing to them looks a little better now.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It really, really, really does.
Still doesn't look great, but it looks better than it did.
Yep. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to close it out, of course, with our NBA news and Thunder news, because guess what starts tomorrow, Drew? Some NBA basketball, baby. And then, of course,
it's the most wonderful time of the year.
You
get every sport, every major sport going. Start tomorrow.
I'm all pumped up about it. We want to thank Collaborative Logic for their support of us. If you have any needs as far as IT, the people you want to talk to, they come streamline your business. If you want to need computers, or you want to upgrade your network, or you want to completely change over, they can do everything for you. Oak Grove Trucking, they can help you out if you got any dirt, anything that can be moved. Those are the rocks. Those are the people to talk to. My guy, Jose Fierro. Mark Long over at SRB. If you're trying to design a buildings, or you want to do anything, or you need it all done, those are the people to talk to behind the scenes. Greg and Max Nafee at NAFCO, of course, they do everything. So they get it all for you. And then last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
A bank that makes it happen.
Yes, they do. They're a member of the FDIC, an equal housing lender. And if you have any car loans or anything like that, or needs as far as land, building, commercial, building properties, whatever, those are the people to talk to. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com.
Or just stop in at 401 Elm Street and say, hey, peek your head in there.
Yep.
Talk to Joe Horn.
Dr. Joe Horn, or whomever, Nathan Taylor, whomever. Then also, we want to thank them for being our sponsor for our Black, women, and minority-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. Those are the people that you want to talk to. A great group of folks. Highly recommend them, and of course, they will give you the best. Now, NBA is starting. I have given my power rankings. I start out. You can do yours tomorrow, Drew. I've got the Bucks number 1, Celtics 2, the Grizzlies 3, Golden State 4, because I believe there's more turmoil and crap going on there than people really want to admit. 5, the Sixers. 6, the Suns. 7, the Heat. 8, the Mavs. 9, the Nuggets. And rounding it off are the Clippers.
Wow, you don't have the Lakers in there, huh? Why not?
I have them barely above the Thunder, bro, as far as power rankings are concerned. I'm just not sold on them. And of course,
if LeBron doesn't make the playoffs this year, he's going to get ran out of town.
Yeah, he is. But I think they'll be fine. Of course, in Hockey League, it's tonight as well. The Ducks play the Rangers, the Kings and the Red Wings, the Panthers and the Bruins, and the Penguins and the Canadiens are all at 6 o'clock. Then, of course, at 7 o'clock, you have your Avalanche and the Wild going at each other. And
that's a good game.
Yeah, well, and then to top it off, we're going to have the Hurricanes and the Krakens going at it at 9 o'clock. So we're going to have a weekly person coming in and talking about that. And then we're also going to be switching the show from 2 o'clock to 1 o'clock because we're going to have coaches on as well. So us to talk a little bit about that and exciting. Now, NBA tomorrow, Drew, man. Now, I'm just going to go over the list real quick. And tomorrow, you got to give your picks, and we're going to figure out what's going on. But to start off on TNT, Celtics and Sixers at 6:30. Yep. And then, of course, the Lakers and GSW.
And the Warriors. That's a 9 o'clock.
Nice
little nightcap.
Yep, on TNT. Yep. Then, of course, you have the Magic against the Pistons, the Wizards and Pacers, Rockets, Hawks. Man, this is all on Wednesday. So we got that. Then, of course, the Thunder and the T-Wolves kick off on that. And then, of course, Drew, and Thunder news. And now tomorrow we'll do the Thunder roster and have all of that. But tomorrow. But Thunder news, SGA. Boy, did you call this or what? He's playing Wednesday. What did you say? Hey, he's taking 2 weeks off. He don't want to play preseason.
Mm-hmm. Sure he is. Yep. Load management.
As soon as I said that, you go, oh, yeah, he's taking 2. He don't want to play preseason.
He doesn't.
You didn't let it get out of my mouth good. And you're like, yeah, no, he ain't playing. Yeah, that's preseason.
Got that mysterious tight hamstring.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. Anyway, he's playing opener Wednesday.
Sure he is. Yeah, suiting out, ready to go
against Bali Sports, and then Isaiah Joe. Okay, we signed him to a multi-year deal. You know, the guard that played for he was at Philly last year. So I thought that was interesting, which probably means all the 4 guys that we've traded for in the preseason with Houston will all go away.
Yep.
I mean, because you just
well, yeah. I mean, Man's going to play, but other than that, that's it.
Well, you've got SGA, Giddey, Man, JW, J-Dub, and him. So that's 5 right there. And then if you want to consider Dang a guard, I mean, that's him. So that's 5 right there, Drew. That's a lot of guards. And then Aaron Wiggins, he's been shooting 3, so you got to. So that's 6 right there, just in your guard position.
They better start getting up and down the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. And then, of course, the NBA news, shocking. Right after all this happened, guess what 2 players the Golden State Warriors signed? Andrew Wiggins signs a 4-year, $109 million, and 2 days later, Jordan Poole signs a 4-year, $140 million extension. Shocking.
And let the trade rumors swirl for Westbrook and the Warriors.
No, Westbrook is not going to the Warriors. That's never going to happen.
For Draymond, and then they'll release him.
Yeah, that'd be a trade cut.
Sign and trade.
Yeah, that's exactly what that'd be. See you later on that deal. I mean, I just laugh about that. I'm like, man, seriously, we were trying to tell those guys at the barbershop the other Friday. I'm like, look, y'all are high. I understand what y'all are saying, but you can't hit me. And the guy goes, well, if I put somebody off and you can look at him. And, I said, dude, he pushed him away and turned his head. You don't expect somebody to hit you in practice. I don't care how mad you are at each other. You aren't looking to get crunched in practice.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Not now in a scrimmage or doing something like, but in practice.
Yep.
And you're the leader of the team. You can't have it. You can't have it. Now, to close it all off, Drew, here is the GM survey of the best rookie steal. See where you agree with this. Jalen Duren for the Pistons was number 1, who I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Tara Easton for the Rockets, which he did play well. A.J. Griffin for the Hawks. I think that's a great pickup for the Hawks.
100%. 100%. We should have had him.
Yeah.
It's a bad pick on our part.
Yeah, I agree. Shaden Sharp for the Trailblazers.
Yeah. Good player. I don't think he's as good as the kid from Duke, though.
No. Jaden Ivey, Pistons once again. They just loaded up, man. They just loaded up.
Yep.
But only 7% steal. So they're like, yeah, that's not really a steal. Keegan Murray for the Kings, not really a steal.
No, I thought he'd be good. I thought he'd be a good NBA player.
But Jalen Williams for the Thunder, he's in there at 7% as well.
Yep.
And I'm like, how the hell is that not a steal?
Mm-hmm.
That says that a lot of NBA teams.
Nobody even knew where Santa Clara was.
No. I mean, but clearly the NBA, the GMs did.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're saying that's not even remotely a steal by the Thunder doing that, I'm like, either you're going, he sucks, or that I'm like, that's Sam Presti. I got to give him an A+ on that one thus far because that was a hell of a pickup. No question about that. So anything you want to holler at, talk about, Drew?
Man, I think we're good. I'm just licking my wounds from the weekend. Good night of sports, baseball, football, and hit it hard tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow getting everything done that we need to get done. We're going to talk more about NBA basketball clearly because tomorrow night it starts.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be a good day tomorrow. We'll get it going.
Yeah, we got the picks on baseball, get the picks on basketball. We'll have the full schedule for what we know MLB playoffs will finally be, the Final Four. We'll have all that. Plus hockey will be going on. Basketball will be going on. Man, it's just going to be – and then, 3 weeks – the World Cup starts. God damn.
Oh, boy. Yep.
Hey, we're going to be busy bees. We're definitely going to have to make the show go from 1 hour to 2 hours just to be able to get everything in. But I appreciate you, brother. Holler at you,
Manana. No worries, man. Husker Drew picks at home. Go Big Red.
He just has to do it to me. I think he does it to irritate me like he's done all of his damn life. I think that's what he does. But anyway, that's my guy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. Go check him out. He's on fire with his picks. By all means, go do it and go make some money following HuskerDrewPicks.com. That being said, everybody be safe out there today. Enjoy this cool weather. Hey, go sit on a patio somewhere, smoke a cigar,